Um, Hi everyone, my name is Alyssa. I'm the owner and creator of this beautiful channel here, Tiny Mass Illustration, which is also my illustration business. I am back in my dorm room here from the holidays and being off for a month. It's great to be back, and I really want to do something fun to start off this next college semester. I've wanted to do all those fun little challenges for a long time now, and I'm really just starting to get into using YouTube more to, just have fun with art out there and stuff. So today I'm doing the 3 color challenge. They usually do it the 3 marker challenge, but I don't feel as confident using markers as much, and I don't have very many colors. So I wanted to, change it a little bit so it would be in my favor a little bit. But so I'm going to do a 3 color challenge, and I'm going to use colored pencils. This is my giant collection of probably way more than 50 colored pencils. So many different colors. A lot of them are duplicates, but I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick 3 colors from here, and I'm going to then make a drawing with them. So I'm just gonna open up my colored pencils here, and I'm just going to rummage around and pick out 3, and if I get a duplicate color, I'm gonna put it back and do another one, because that's not fun to get 2 of the same purple. What am I gonna do with that? So here goes nothing. We've got Praying Violet, Burl Prismacolor, and it is Scarlet Lake. Last one. And I got another purple, but it's a lighter purple. It's another Burl Prismacolor in light violet. So I have my 3 colored pencils here. We got a violet, a light violet, and a scarlet lake. So I'm going to take these, hop on over to my art desk, and I'll get started on the drawing. So I drew this little hipster girl with a flower crown earlier and just lined it. Got it ready for coloring. It's a little different than what I usually draw, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to play with and color with. So for the beginning, I started with the hair. Because I have 2 shades of purple, I need to make sure that they're separated in the illustration so they don't blend and get rid of that contrast that you usually see in human figures. And I definitely think that the purples were the hardest part with this challenge, just trying to make them work in a nice way. I only used the light purple in the hair to first control the pigment that I was using and make sure it wasn't too dark. But also I knew that it was going to work well with the shadows once I added them on the skin. If the shadows were darker than the hair, it would really bring out that contrast that I wanted in the illustration. So thinking ahead like that, I made all of the shadows, all of the highlights, and the base color of the hair with the light purple. Just blended it out, make sure it looked really nice, as well as separated. So it wasn't just a big blob of light purple, but it had nice shadows in it. It had a highlight. Once I moved on to the flower crown, I went for the red here, really make them stand out against the hair. And I knew I wanted them all red because if I had different colors in there, it would get crowded, oversaturated, and it would take away from the illustration as a whole. But I did put a spin on each little flower using different shading methods, so that way they did stand out on their own. For the first one, I did mostly a darker red with a lot more shading in it. For the second flower, I kept it a little bit more highlighted with the white and just went in and darkened where the shadows would naturally occur, but it was still a little lighter than the first flower. For the third flower, I did something a little different and just colored in the points of the flower petals with the red and did a more like a red-white sort of flower. For the next flower, I did the same as the second flower. Because they looked similar in design, so I wanted them to look similar in color as well. And for the last one, I colored it in lightly with red, tried to do the points a little bit, but still wanted it decently dark red. That way it would go against the white background that it was right up against. So I made sure to color that one in a little bit more, also because it was behind her head at that point, so it would be more darker. For the inside of the second flower, I went in with a little bit of dark purple and red, making a little bit of a different center to stand out against the red flower. For the scarf, I first just went in and put a light red shade all over it, then darkened in where the highlights would naturally occur when the light was hitting against her face, because that's where I wanted the direct light source to be, was right on her face. And then it was just blending out the dark shadows into the highlights. And I also went in with a little bit of light purple to kind of mute the red a little bit, so that way it stood out against the flower crown, and because I didn't want them to have the same sort of color to them, and just went back and forth with those two colors, blending them and making a nice color for the scarf. For the eyebrows, they definitely needed to be a different color than the hair, or else they wouldn't exist. So I had to go in with a little bit of dark purple first, then blended it out with the light purple before I went on to the shadows of the face. And I just wanted to make sure she was contoured, had the shadows where her hair was, where her neck was, so that the light source was directly in front of her. And just darkened those in. Later on I added a little bit of red in there to kind of change up the dark to light shadows. For her glasses, I went in with a little bit of red just around the edges, sort of rimmed them. That way there was a white side and a red side to the glasses. I thought that added a little bit of, interest to the glasses, as well as just added on those highlights that definitely would have been there. For her eyes, I actually used a combination of all three of the colored pencils. First, I went on with a light purple. Then around the black and around the edge of the iris, I believe, I went with the dark purple, then blended that out, then added red, then blended that out, and just kept going until I got a really cool, interesting looking eye. Lastly, I just went around the edge with the dark purple, because I didn't use it too much. I wanted it to bring out those shadows in the face that I had done. So I just went around the edge there with it, and then I was finished. This was a really fun challenge to do. I've never done a challenge like this before, and I'd really love to do more. So if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to subscribe to see even more art videos, because I'm hoping to do a lot more this year, you totally can do that too. I would love that. And thanks for watching. open up the magical box. It's I have many color pencils. Probably way too many color pencils. But I mean, how else are you gonna be an artist? I don't know. Like,